familiar faces as you scroll through, but this is quite a large group for SAP. And as you continue to go down, it's going to continuously repopulate for you, so you can take a look at all these different profiles. And I recommend when you reach out, of course, you're not going to mention right away, hey, I'm looking for a job, you work for a company that I would like to work for too, so let's talk about what kind of openings do you have. Of course, you don't want to say it like that. How I would phrase it is, okay, well, I noticed that you went to CMU as well. This is how I found you, was through Find Alumni. I noticed that your major was also IS or MSIS. You're at SAP now, you work for so-and-so. What kind of advice do you have for me if I would also look to maybe work for that company one day? So you're going to rephrase it a little bit. So it's almost like you're looking more so for advice at that point. And more than likely, it's going to stem from the advice portion that they reach back out to you with. Then it's going to go into, oh, well, how about an internship with our company? You'd probably be perfect for it. You'd be surprised, or maybe not surprised. Our alumni love fellow Chippewas, so current CMU students. They'll say, all right, we really want you to come work for us too. And they do that all the time when they come here for the career fair. They're looking for you guys. They want fellow Chippewas with them, working with them. So, of course, I'm banking on the fact that they're going to be willing to reach out to you. I've already done this before, and I'm not officially a CMU alum. I'm from SBSU, like you saw earlier. But I used this for a class that I taught last semester for physics. And I reached out to a bunch of different physics majors, former majors, and they reached right back out to me because it was all about CMU, giving back, and they were going to reach out to our class via Skype and actually talk with our students about advice that they would have for jobs. So I know that this group of people, they're very so willing to reach back out to you and give you advice. So feel free to take advantage of that. And of course, probably what you already know is how you can look for different companies. In fact, let me pick out one that's on the list. Let's look at Oracle. So of course you probably know, I'm not following them just yet, I'm going to go ahead and follow. This is going to be the easy way to do your company research. Especially, this is the default option. If you're going to be applying for this company, make sure that you follow them. Especially if you have a LinkedIn profile. So if you're not following them, and you both have a LinkedIn account, that's not going to look good. Because they're going to look out, they're going to try and find any information they can on you, and of course when they see your LinkedIn, they're going to notice that you're not following their company. That's not a good sign. So make sure that you do follow the companies that you're interested in working for. Especially that will help in your home feed. All the information from that company is going to scroll through, and that's your easy way to do your company research right there. And then one last thing I'm going to refer to is going to be for Career Day once again, back on the career guide, unless there were any questions about LinkedIn. All right. So back on the career guide, I'm going to show you a page that we just created as of, I believe it was last year. But we updated the page a little bit for this new edition. So we actually have a page that's called Navigating a Career Fair. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure that you refer to it before going to the career fair, because we have the before, the during, and the after different steps that you should be taking before you set foot into the career fair. Now, one of the main ones before you go is, of course, to research the companies and create your targeted list. And of course, that other step is to have a really well-built resume that really defines your skill sets for that particular company. What I recommend doing is, if you do have that list of 10 to 15, make specific resumes for those 10 to 15 companies. Then you could also create a general resume, and maybe you give that to different companies after you're done meeting your top 10 or your top 15. But that would be what I would recommend doing. So know your list, know your top 10 to 15, or whatever that number for you might look like. Of course, the big thing during the during part of it is going to be your elevator pitch, and then remembering to get business cards from each and every person that you interact with. That's going to be the way. The big portion of the after is really following up with them and sending them, of course, that thank you note or that thank you email. Those are the big components of those different steps, the before, during, and after. Now, regarding that next section, so the interviewing section, let me get into, here we go. So this is page 37, the interview question page. This is also a new page that we implemented last year. But just in case you're wondering that your elevator pitch, you want to have it up to speed, or you want to make sure that it's actually including the items that should be including, and also pay attention to the items that shouldn't be in there, this part right here. But you can go through this just to evaluate your elevator pitch, to make sure that you're including the items that you should be including. So it should be the basics. So your name, major, year in school, especially if you're graduating. You don't even need to mention that you're a senior, for instance. Just say that you're graduating in May or in December, for instance. Your experience, and then also your distinctions. Those can kind of get tied together. Make sure that you focus on the relevant items. So for that company and also for that position. And also wrap it up with this. This is what we strongly recommend doing, because some people feel like they just stand there at the end of talking with or talking at a recruiter with their elevator pitch, and then they kind of just stand there afterwards after they say a couple of good things about their skill sets. But the way to really conclude it and to go into letting that recruiter do the talking now is to really say, okay, so this is why I'm talking with you today. I'm really interested in GM's professional development program that they provide their employees. I really want to talk with you not only about the position, but also about that program. So that would be a way to wrap that part up. So really talk about the future and how they tie in. So you're going to mention one key thing, or even more than that if you would like, but keep it concise. This is the elevator pitch. I'd recommend at least one key thing in the very end of your pitch to say why you're talking with them, why them. And just go through there too. Make sure that you don't include the items that are listed in that second part right there, like hobbies, talking about your family, maybe surprise.
I got a question.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of companies come and they'll have like, okay, the IT professionals, and then they'll have like the HR hiring manager, whatever, in the back.
Yep.
Like, what's a good way to like kind of break through? Like, oh yeah, I'm really interested. Like, because you don't want to like apply for it with that guy, like the IT guy that's kind of just going to tell you about the job. You want to like break through that wall, kind of talk to the HR lady, or
yep, and that's going to be up to you to do an awesome job with that first interaction.
So you just gotta kill it.
That's the only way you can really make it through, is if you really wow that person. That's where they turn around and they go, hey Jeff, or whoever the name may be, this person, you really need to talk with them too. And then they'll move on to being the front line once again for the line of students coming forward, and now you get the chance to talk with that person.
Okay.
But that's where the elevator pitch is crucial, and also making sure that you keep everything that you mention with them relevant to them.
Okay.
That's the key there. That's the only way you're going to move past. So the thing is, they're that frontline force saying, all right, so right now, the students that we're meeting with, a lot of them are kind of on general terms, so it's like they're just looking for a job or an internship in general. I'm not hearing a lot of love for our company or how they're actually really relevant to the positions that we're looking for. Those are the two key things, relevancy and why them, so how you fit together. When you do that, trust me, if you do that well, then you move on to the next round.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions stemming from that? That's a good one. Yep. All right, so make sure that you have that elevator pitch good to go. The next part, this is what it's going to feel like, especially when they start to ask you different questions. Especially this goes more into the interview process. But for that bar method, so of course you've heard about that in your business classes, make sure that you have that down. Because we hear people, even in the mock interview program still, even if they're at the senior or graduate student level, they'll fail this, at least one portion of it at some point during the interview process. They either forget the background, action, or the result. Most often, it's the result that they forget to talk about. So talk about how it was successful, something that you went through, task or responsibility, focus on those accomplishments. If it didn't end so well, make sure, and you probably of course heard this from Dr. A, really talk about the lessons that you learned from that experience and how you move forward. That's the key there. But always remember all three components when you're really answering this. Tell me about a time when, or give me an example of. Those are the keys there. I think I'm encroaching on my time limit, but
I have a general question.
yes.
So I know Career Service Center has a it's like a program or something that we can go make appointment with them, and then they can set up a like a virtual interview.
Mock interview.
Oh, yep, the mock interview program.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like how early we should go set an appointment if we know there's an interview.
Oh, yeah, so that's a good one. If you have an interview that's coming up, it's kind of hard to plan it out like that. The thing is, our program fills up very fast.
Oh,
So you may even notice that the key points in the semester that are surrounding career fair time, it's full for like a good solid 3 to even 4 weeks. The program is full. So you may try and get in and schedule something and it won't even be possible. If that happens, you can try and work with our office and say, hey, I literally have an interview coming up at the end of this week. I need the help today. Is there any way we can make this possible? Then usually we can.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and work with you on that. But the key there is don't wait until you get offered an interview. If you're right now in the process of starting to even apply, that's when you want to do your mock interview and say, hey, I'm going to put on my resume, you could even put in a, if you want to put an objective statement in there, say that you're looking to interview with, I'll pick on General Motors again, General Motors. So put them in the objective statement, we'll be able to see that, and we'll tailor your mock interview for that type of interview. Yep. So now you can practice well ahead of time. Any other questions? Was that everything that you wanted to hear about, or what other items are needing to be discussed? I wanted to make sure I hit on everything. Everyone's kind of like during conflicts.
Sometimes it's asked about salaries. Can you go to our website and just show them the salary option information that they
Oh,
can
yeah.
do research on?
Yep, so those 3 different
Close with
categories.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. A mentioned the salary information. That's going to be found within our planning section.
Takes a while.
It's right down here. Planning. Let me show you which is the right spot. Here we go. So it's the job and internship search area, that category. The salary information is going to be right here. If you click on negotiate what you